Welcome back everyone to Grandma's Handbag, the slightly wobbly outdoor edition. Maybe one of the last outdoor editions for Grandma's Handbag. I'll get more into that in a moment. So glad you could join us. Thanks to new subscribers and old and friendly faces around. Really appreciate all of your comments, all your subscriptions. Just appreciate it all. Thanks even for checking in from time to time. Rambling already, what a good start, hey? Grandma's Little Helper comes to you from Cooper's Brewery. It's a sparkling ale, and this is an Aussie classic. 5.8%, nice, heavy, firm, malty ale. Just great stuff. It's called sparkling, but it's very, very cloudy. I'd normally pour it out, but you can't really see a lot from there. From the bottle anyway. And this also comes as a request from Dots and Loops. Dan at Dots and Loops, here's that Cooper Sparkling you're asking for, mate. And I probably shouldn't make a habit of doing request helpers, but you know, look, I'll devote myself to science if that's what the people want. And I can deliver, you know, put that request down there and I'll do what I can. Okay, vinyl finds time. And I wanted to come out here and do this outside because Grandma's Handbag headquarters is on the move. I'll sadly be saying goodbye to this. Hopefully goodbye to the shaky camera, the wind, the potential thunderstorm that could be happening out there. In the hour or so, I don't know. It's ominous looking skies. Really going to miss the skies out here actually, not to mention all the space and everything. But onwards and upwards they say, or onwards and digwards to new pastures. Alright, vinyl finds, just thought I'd round up a few more that I've come across in the last few days and towards the end of last year. Still got a backlog, and as the vinyl professor said, if you haven't got 20 or more records, you're probably a bit of a lightweight, aren't you? So I'm probably under the 20, so definite lightweight here. Okay, first one off, a couple of dollars. Okay, first one off, the Police, Zenyatta Mondata. Couldn't resist this in a op shop, in a charity store for a couple of dollars. Look, I am not a Police fan by any means. Don't Stand So Close to Me, that's about the only one I know on here. If you are a Police fan, let me know what you think of this album, if you think it's worthy, where it sits in their canon, and you know what. If I'm going to go in for a deeper listen later, what do you think the best Police picks are? But for $2, it's not a bad Police pick in my books anyway. This next one, again, never heard this album. Didn't think I'd be going in here in such a hurry, but it's been getting a lot of love on the VC, or at least in comments I've seen lately. Rolling Stones Tattoo You, 1981. This is just an original 81 Australian pressing. Probably seen slightly better days, but it's not too bad. Mind you, it's a G. The person who ran the store that sold these has come up with his own grading system. It's not goldmine related. For him, there's just G, VG, A for average, and I forget, sorry, I'm just actually getting eaten alive by ants here. The great outdoors in Australia. And look, it's not, like I said, not the greatest condition, but I've been hearing a lot of words about this. Obviously you got Start Me Up, that I know, and Waiting on a Friend, an old classic, but and I forget which side it is, but some people are saying, you know, the greatest second side in rock and roll, or is it the first side? Very interesting. I'd love to know your thoughts on Tattoo You. like I said, I'm blind to this, haven't heard it, but very interested. I'd kind of written the Stones off after It's Only Rock and Roll, to be honest, but here we are. Alright, the next one could be the first intentional jazz record purchase I've made on what could be a long and slippery slope in the future. Well, that's hoping anyway. And Miles Davis, In a Silent Way. I'm such a novice to jazz, I feel that I don't know if I can add much more to this, to the conversation, but to me it's a minor masterpiece in jazz. I love it. I think it resonates with me because it is really, as it says, in a silent way. It's very quiet. Damn, getting eaten again. These little critters. And yeah, I just like it. There's directions in music at the bottom, so you can actually feel he's trying to do something new. There's, you know, the beginnings of that 70s electric Miles starting out in abundance here, but in a very subdued way. And you can really tell he's content to let the rest of the ensemble do the work, and not to mention the work of Teo Macero, his producer, which they basically more or less cut up, I think, the first third of each song on each side and repeated at the end of that song. So you weirdly sort of only get 2/3 of an album of original stuff. Doesn't bother me though. I'm happy to hear repeats of this lovely album. This is a Sony Legacy press from, I think, 2015 or 16, and I have no complaints with the sound on it. Let's put it that way. This next one I should probably have a lot of complaints with, but if I'm going to let you know a dirty little secret, and that's going to fly away in the wind like the polluter I am, I didn't, and when I say dirty, I didn't buy this for the cover. I swear I actually bought it because it's the original Reprise label, and as far as labels go, I mean, I think that colour is just stunning. Age does not mellow it, it doesn't fade it or anything. I think it's beautiful. Original 60s Australian press. And look, to be honest, it's not really in good condition, as you can see from the cover there, that's for sure. There's ring wear and things on the back. But it's Nancy. No, your eyes haven't changed. It is a different point of view. Sorry, technical difficulties. This weather. I'll try and get this out of the way quickly. Nancy. Yeah, if it's got Lee on it, it's got Nancy on it. I'm right there. Although, apart from Sugartown, I don't think there is another song I realised on there. This, at 66, must be a fairly early one of hers, as far as I can tell anyway. Alright. Just doing some housekeeping back here. This next one, what a bargain at $2. A lovely 1970s monument press, and we've got Chris Christopherson. I think this was initially titled Christopherson, but now we've got Me and Bobby McGee as a repress, mid-76. Oh yep, formerly entitled Christopherson. And look, this is a great sounding album. I'm going to assume his first record, and for $2 in such wonderful condition, simply could not leave that lying around at all. You can see that Columbia label there. An American press, which is a little interesting, coming through from, or finding this in an op shop here in Australia. But really enjoyed this stuff. Kind of reminded me in a way of some early Leonard Cohen, just that voice, some of the delivery, a bit of the sparseness, and I suppose the element of poetry and that in his lyrics as well. But you know, really happy. And I have to shout out to people like Pedley or Andy at Andy's Vinyl Den. I'm sure there's other country music fans out there, but really they've been able to teach people like myself and others on the VC, you know, where the value in country is, certainly for a dollar buying perspective, because you get quality music like this, and where everyone's snapping up all your Springsteens and all your bigger names, the country genre seems to go fairly underappreciated, and therefore you get some real gems. So cheers to you guys. Okay, got a couple more now, and this one I've got some needle drops lined up as well, so let me know what you think of those at the end there. I'm hoping they come through okay. Well, what we have is TV Colours, Purple Skies, Toxic River. This is an Australian band. It's effectively almost a one-man band or project. And if I can indulge you in the backstory on this for a while, it's an absolutely fantastic album, effectively a concept album. And this was written by a guy going by the name of Bobby Kill. Basically over 7 years, from the age of 13 to 20, in his own bedroom and with friends and things. But to put a version on, when I listen to this, I get strong vibes of Husker Du's Zen Arcade, that kind of storyline arc, and it is very much a concept storyline of effectively leaving the neighbourhood, transcending your local area, and striking out on your own. So this is a fantastic record for all of that, and I recommend, look, put it this way, have a look at who's trying to buy this on CD at the moment as well. There you go. If there's someone that has their nose to the ground of Australian punk, rock, indie music, it's Henry Rollins, and I've actually been lucky enough to sell him a CD once before off Discogs. So if it's good enough for Henry, have a listen to this. Again, Husker Du, I get shades of John Carpenter. I don't know much about metal, hair metal, or anything like that, but it's got this. It feels to me like it's got this all through it. As a visual approximation of the sounds within, the cover is right there. Very 80s, cheesy synths, you know, power metal, hair metal guitars, you know, double kick drums, and then you've got, you know, synthesized saxophones and things like that. Really good stuff, and I think it's so worth your listening. I hope you enjoy the needle drops. next one I've got for you is something I picked up just yesterday, and it's a monumental score. The only drawback, it has no cover, but you'll see why I had to pick it up regardless in just a second. When you see a yellow Parlophone label like that staring out at you, instantly your senses start firing. What is it? It's got to be something. It looks classic. You look a little closer. Songs from the film A Hard Day's Night. Oh, you're onto something here. And then you have a look a little further, and it's got that magic catalogue number, PMCO, Parlophone Mono. So this is a mono Australian press of A Hard Day's Night, and I don't know if I can get this across to you here, the actual condition of this record, but it is absolutely flawless. If this has been played, I'd be surprised. I really would be, and I don't mean to rub that in or anything. It just is. I've bought brand new records that have been in worse condition than this, and that's the truth of the matter. It is absolutely immaculate, and unless I can get it in this bag easily, it won't be anymore. But so to get that for $1 absolutely made my day. Wasn't expecting anything like that. It just doesn't happen anymore, but there it was. Now I have it, and look for a shootout in future, come to think of it, because I now have 2 copies of A Hard Day's Night in mono in pretty much identical conditions, just that they're exactly 50 years apart. So that's it. Thank you very much, everyone. Cheers to all of you. Again, Dan at Dots and Loops, this one's for you, and I'll see you again soon.